All right, Coach. Quick summary of last week. Went on the road to Eastern New Mexico in a midweek road match. Won 1-0, and then you had senior day at home against UTPB. Took that with the victory 2-0. So just talk to me about your team's overall performance this last week.
Yeah, the Eastern New Mexico game wasn't our best performance. The season's kind of, I think I've said this before, at this time of the year we are who we are. And one of the things that we've done is we haven't been great in both halves, not very often. And I thought that the Eastern New Mexico game, we weren't great in the first half. Second half, we played much better. So we played in Eastern's half for most of the game. And that was just due to our combination play and just keeping the ball and making them chase. So anyways, leave Portales, always happy to get out of there with 1-0 win. Get back to Angelo, rest, recover, try and get a little bit of training in for some of our girls. And then we have senior day. We had an event at one of the churches locally. So a lot of things going on. So I was glad to get to the game on Saturday and finally play. So I thought the girls did well. I think in the first half, again, the other part of our season that's been a little bit off is the finishing, scoring. So we get, I think, 3 breakaways in the first 10 minutes and we can't finish any of them. So it makes it tough for us. And then I think we go into halftime 0-0. But then we come back out. Grayson gets a great goal off the assist from Sinai. Great header. And then the last one is with Lexi. And she sees the goalkeeper start to come out on not a breakaway per se, but and just clips it over top of the goalkeeper. And Lexi has amazing technique and abilities. And that was one of those moments where she used it in the right moment. Sometimes I'm telling her, hey, keep your Sunday trick for Sunday. Don't use it every single day. And on that one, I thought she picked the right play for the right moment. And we get the 2-0 win, which has been a popular scoreline for the games that we've won.
And you mentioned senior day. Just what would you like to say about your seniors overall and their performances this season and their contributions over the course of their ASU careers?
We appreciate everything that they've done. It's hard to separate because some people look at them and just look at the stats as far as what they've done in games for, wins, losses, that kind of stuff. But the other part is just the importance of those players in elevating the level of practice that we have, making sure that every day they're giving their best so that the team is ready to play its best on game day. But really appreciate all of the work that all of them have done. So they've been important to the program, and certainly we wouldn't be where we are today without them.
And up next, your home finale in the regular season against UT Dallas. Just what must be done to close your home season on a high note and going forward throughout the regular season in the post too?
Yeah, I think one of the things would be the energy that we brought Saturday in the beginning. A lot of times I'm always afraid that the girls are still going to have tears in their eyes and trying to figure out how to get into the match. And they didn't do that. They did a good job of right away getting into the match and pushing for a result. And so I think that was good. I think that will be important against UT Dallas. I think the other part will be the consistency of our performance. When I watch UT Dallas against Dallas Baptist, UTD did a great job in the first half, and then the second half, for whatever reason, things kind of dropped off, a little bit. And so I think for me, it's about consistency. And again, if we want to finish the last home game of regular season at home the right way, then it needs to be 2 halves of ASU soccer and not, a half of us just kind of chasing around UTD and then the second half, or one of the 2 halves of us trying to play. So, for me, it'll be that consistency. Different from, St. Ed's, we come out, we're up 2-0 and then let them come back. And then other games where we've given up a goal first. And so I would just like to see us finish at home for our fans, showing them the best version of ourselves to remember for the off season and what's to come for next year.
Talk to me about the evolution of your offense from the beginning of the year to now. Or obviously you've had some injuries to deal with, but you've been able to put more shots up, especially in the last stretch of games in the second half of the season. Just talk to me about what that means and just being able to see your girls. You put up I believe it was 17 shots in the first half against UTPB.
Yeah. I think, part of it is too, we have to keep it in context, and that is, we played in the last, I think, 5 games. We've played 3 of the bottom teams in the conference, and so that's going to help. But our girls have to make good things happen, and I think that we've got a formula that we've pretty much stuck to with Grayson and Jill, and then we've also incorporated Emily now that she's back and healthy. So I think that we're figuring that out. I think that our center midfielders are getting a little bit more involved in the final third, which I think is really important for us not just in our build-up phase, but in the final phase of play. Just adding those numbers and making it more complex for the other team to stop us. So I think that part will be good. I think that this week in training, obviously, we'll work on finishing again like we have every other week this year, and hopefully just be a little bit more efficient with our shooting. I mean, we had, I think I looked at the scoreboard at the end of the game, we had 22 shots, and the goalkeeper made 3 saves. So that means 19 of our shots were not on frame and didn't require a save, so, except for the 2 goals, I think. So we just got to be better, and that's what every team is trying to do every day in practice.
And then you already touched on UT Dallas on Wednesday, and then on Saturday you travel to Laredo to take on Texas A&M International. What do you see from that matchup against the Dust Devils?
They're a tough team. I mean, listen, Midwestern just beat us good. And Texas A&M International, I think, scored a goal in the last 2 minutes of the game to tie it up against Midwestern at Midwestern. So anybody that looks at International, this is always the fear of people that don't really understand the ins and outs, the details. Texas A&M International is a good program, and they're going to be playing at home. Might be their final home game of the season, maybe. And so might be senior day. It's going to be important for us and difficult for us to get a result on the road. But if we want to have a chance of hosting in a spot that's not 4-5, where that's going to be a really tough spot, I think, for someone to host. So hopefully we can push and get a result in these upcoming 2 games. And then I guess I'll see you guys before Texas Women's. But yeah, they're really tough games. And at this time of year, anything can happen. I mean, when we were at Eastern, we were all over them. The field, we're playing in their half the entire second half. But there's 2 breakaway chances, and we make a mistake on one, and Harper's got to chase it down, and anything can happen. So that's the same thing that we have to go on with the international game. Is it'd be really nice for us to get a couple of goals and build some confidence and a little bit of breathing room, so there's not as much anxiety on the road. So we're going to change the way we travel there. Hopefully that will help us a little bit too. And looking for hopefully 2 good wins to close out our homestand and second to last game of the season.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks guys.